Hello guys, and welcome back to another video with myself, Where from Leech. Today we're going to go over the OG man himself, and that is Rhino Prime. So before we get into things, we're first going to go over where to get him. To get him, you get him on Venus, and you take on the Jackal. Where's Venus and where's the Jackal? Let's go to navigation. We'll spawn straight to it. We'll come out. We'll go into the star chart, and we will physically go over Venus, and we will go over right here. The assassination, the Jackal, you will get your base Rhino right here. The Prime is, believe it or not, faulted. The only time that you can get Rhino Prime is whenever he comes back into Prime Resurgence. So keep an eye out for that. So this is pretty much the good part. Now, one thing about Rhino, my boy Rhino carried me through the star chart and the steel path. So it's just my right to give him a build video and to showcase what he does, the setup that I have, and what I use with him, to explain why everything that I've put together, and you'll see. Now, the build that I'm using will scale through the levels, and you can take this build to exactly level cap. So, without any further ado, I'll see you in a game. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're here. And we're in a survival in the void. Now I'm here because it really doesn't really matter what enemies I take on, because Rhino's just going to shred them regardless, because he's using Roar. If Roar is a start ability, and I'm using Nourish on top of that. I helmet out his one because his Rhino charge is quite useless in this build. So yeah, there are certain synergies that you can't do with his Rhino charge, but I am going for this type of build. I rolled way too early, and I might actually die because of that. Okay, maybe not. Okay, so let's pop us 2, and we'll get the juicy iron skin. So we're sitting on 18k. We're gonna go use Mana for the juicy Aurora increase. Still need to pop Nourish. Please give me Nourish. Give me more energy, blitz. There we go. And now we can just start killing. There we go. Energy back to full. That's the way I like it. Okay, so I could have just popped an energy pod, by the way. I'm just trying not to use him. Okay, so Rhino. His passive, I'll show you right here, right now, is that. Yep, that's his passive. Okay, let's do it again. I didn't really do that, right? Yep, that's his passive. So jump up in the air and you emit a shockwave. That does 100 damage, to be precise. So realistically, it's useless. Okay, just to give you a heads up. So I replaced his one, obviously the Rhino charge, with Nourish. It's obviously Nourish being where you'll get more damage in your weapons, and you'll do a lot more increased damage as well. So that's pretty good. Now the second one is Iron Skin that we have just used. Literally just used. The third one is Roar. So Roar is a faction damage mod. Well, pretty much a faction damage ability. It also increases the abilities, your Warframe's abilities as well. It's pretty decent. It really does increase a lot of damage to your Warframe, but it's mainly used for a faction damage mod, and that's pretty much the way I'm going to keep it, because it is what it is. And that is the way it goes. So here's Roar, animation, here's Nourish, and here's Iron Skin. So Iron Skin is pretty much his bread and butter on his defense. But one thing about Iron Skin, it's scales of strength and armor. So that's pretty good, but the downside is it is the worst overguard in the game. Yeah, the worst in the game. What I mean by that, so if another fan bubble comes over me, I lose it. It dispels. Dante doesn't. If I was to, say, fall off the map, it gets dispelled. If I was Dante, it doesn't. If Violence came in and used Silence on me, it would get dispelled. If I was Dante, it doesn't. So yeah. It's the worst form of overguard in the game, but it is his bread and butter and his defense. So as you can see, these guys are frozen mid-air. So let's go to a juicy group here and press this 4. So his 4 admits a ground stomping animation, and they will become CC'd. Also, I'm using his 4th augment to pretty much replenish his overguard. Now, this is pretty decent, and I actually love this. I actually love this augment because it is literally vital to his build. So, and this is one of the reasons why I use overguard. I literally lost my train of thought, but I brought it back round. So this is the reason why I use his 4th and use his reinforcing stomp, because it will keep replenishing your overguard, and you will always be topped up because your companion is going to be helping out with the assists. You're going to be spamming the overguard, getting yourself nourished. You're going to be spawning dual axe spawns, and you're going to be energy orbs everywhere. Okay, so let's go and take out the acolyte. Okay, it's mana. Happy days. We just got around Cornin. We're going to replenish everything, and he just got 1 shot. Love it. Okay, perfect. So yeah, he just got 1 shot. All right, guys. I'll see you in the back room. We're back, and we are in the back room in the arsenal, guys. Okay, so here's your boy Rhino Prime. I'm level 23, and the part of his energy or his kit will not be up to standard, but his max armor is 1400 on the build. But let's go over his passive. So I did a bit of showcasing to his passive literally in a game. So here's it here. It emits a shockwave dealing 100 damage after landing from a great height. So when you jump, when you bullet jump into the air and you do the big explosion, the shockwave dealing 100 damage after landing literally is that. That is literally all that is. It's literally a mod. Yeah, it's a mod, so I wouldn't worry. On to his first. The first is obviously his Rhino charge, but we are helmeting Nourish, and we are sitting on a whopping 2.55 energy multiplier with a duration of 38.75 seconds with a damage of 51%. We are doing the actual damage increase of 116. Now, whenever people are infected by viral, you will do the damage increase that the Nourish is giving you, and you're going to be doing obviously 325% extra damage to the health whenever it is sitting at max stacks of 10. Now, on to the second, and that is the Iron Skin. Iron Skin is sitting at a whopping flat 10,771.5. You have 3 seconds of invulnerability, meaning that you will literally take as much damage as you can in the 3 seconds, and you will have your final Iron Skin. Well, then in this case, your final multiplier where your Iron Skin comes all together, and then it will all dish out to where you have either 30, 40k or 100k or a mil. Iron Skin scales to ridiculous amounts of numbers. You can get millions of Iron Skin, and it's crazy what you can do with this skin. So we're going to neutralize his Iron Skin, and it will make more sense whenever we get to it. Now, Roar, obviously everyone knows, is a faction damage mod, pretty much a faction damage ability. It also increases the Warframes, increases your Warframes damage, so it helps Warframes out and helps you. It does make abilities better as well, obviously, if you're doing damage to Warframes. So, well, not, sorry, damage to enemies. This is pretty much an all-rounder where you do a lot of damage increase. Now, this is the reason why Roar is literally so potent on him, because Roar is literally the bread and butter of Rhino. And Rhino is the holder of Roar, and this is where you'll get the most out of Roar when you have a Rhino in your team. Now, on to Reinforcing Stomp, aka Rhino Stomp. Now, Rhino Stomp is the most satisfying CC in the goddamn game. I love this ability, where Rhino just puts his feet up in the air and stomps the ground. It is satisfying. I absolutely love it. And they're just literally there frozen. It's so good. Now, we're not worried about the damage. We are worried about the parts of the duration and the Reinforcing Stomp of the augment. The augment is capped at 4%, but here it is brilliant. If you have like 10-20 people around you, you're going to get your Iron Skin back up to 100%, and this is one of the reasons why I love this augment. Now, on to the shards. As you can see, I have 5 blue shards, Type Forge to be precise. We have exactly 1 energy, And for armor, we're going to neutralize his armor, and we're going to neutralize it extremely well. Now, we're sitting on a whopping 1100 armor. Realistically, this goes up to more because I'm 23. You're going to be sitting at a whopping 1400 armor whenever this is all together. And we are using Arcane Guardian for a whopping 900 more. So you're going to be sitting on ridiculous amounts of armor. Now, let's break down why this build that I've put together and the reason why I love it, and this build can take you to level cap as well. Rhino does not have any type of abilities where you armor strip. We're going to fix that with a weapon that I've obviously showcased, and that is the Lateran Raft, and we're going to go over the Lateran Raft whenever we get to it. Now, we're going to go straight in, and we're going to go in with a growing power and power drift. Growing power, power drift, don't know what the hell that was all about, we're just going to go over the mouse. Growing power and power drift. Power drift is there for the strength because you don't need prime skill issue because he's got iron skin. Maybe the worst form of iron skin, but it's still a passive prime sure-footed. Sorry, skill issue. So we're going to literally keep it there. Growing power for the obviously can't remember what it's called, but yeah, it's there when you get your conditional. There you go, got it. So conditional strength whenever we go in, and then this is where we get it. So pretty much shoot an enemy with a weapon, applies a status effect, you get 25% extra strength for 6 seconds. Nice, I love it. We're using Rolling Guard, Blind Range, Umbra Intensify, and Reinforcing Stomp. Rolling Guard is here because whenever you run out of energy and iron skin, you're not going to be reapplying it because you will run out of energy extremely quickly. We have a lot to maintain our energy and our health is the reason why we're using Equilibrium in the build. All we need is Equilibrium, a Nourish, and a Companion that literally spreads so much status effects, so much assists. You're going to do all of the killing and you will never run out of energy unless you want to scale it to level cap, is where your Companion might start to slowly but surely fall off, and we know how to fix that with a one mod that will help you. Now, Rolling Guard is for the oh shit moments, as I said. You will be getting hit with status effect, but we are using a mod that we'll get to when we get to it. Blind Range, Umbra Intensify for the strength increase that you see here. Reinforcing Stomp is a mandatory augment on Rhino because you don't want to keep recasting your iron skin. You want to pretty much get your iron skin as high as possible and use Reinforcing Stomp to keep reinforcing your skin, keep getting your duration up, keep getting the percentage up, and damn, it is good. I love this. For me, it is mandatory. This is the reason why it's here. Now, all your damage types effects, whenever obviously is said about Rolling Guard and obviously adaptation, this is here because you will obviously get hit with nasty status effects, and this is one of the reasons why this is here. Now, onto Prime Flow. Prime Flow being the max energy and Equilibrium being the health and energy conversion. Prime Continuity because we need the duration. Mult Augment and Mult Guardian for the strength and the armor increase. We're going to be neutralizing his iron skin because his iron skin scales off armor and strength. So let's go on to the Lateran Raft. Okay, so we're on to the Lateran Raft, and as you can see right here, the Lateran Raft has a really good incarnate. Now, this is a Lateran Raft incarnate. You can go for the Lateran Prime. Entirely up to you. It is entirely up to you. Now, we have went for certain niches. Now, I will show you the incarnates that I've went for after I show you the build. This is the build that we've went for here. Now, I have two Lateran Raft Rivens. And the one right here, as you can see, is literally the Lateran where you'll have increase to Infested, minus Zoom, crit damage, and crit chance. And the one here is just crit damage and crit chance. Now, you can argue between the both because you will get more crit damage. You get more crit chance in this one, but you get more crit damage on this one. Now, if you want to go for the juicy crit damage, you can. You will have the minus Zoom on top of that, so this is a minus. And realistically, you can go for Galvanized Scope. Galvanized Scope is where you're going to be smacking red crits all day long, and it sits there for 5 stacks and does for 12 seconds. It's It's pretty good. Try to do what you want to do. Me personally, I want to keep this the way it is because I actually quite like it. It's me. Now, if you do not have this ribbon, put anything else. Realistically, put anything else on that you want. That literally would help. Mainly Prime Shred. Fast hands, 100 munitions, you don't need it anyway. Internal bleeding, because obviously the impact works as well. Kind of up to you, but realistically, this is the ribbon that I've put in. I want for ridiculous amounts of damage in this weapon, and we're smacking millions, as you've seen. The arcane that I'm using is Primary Merciless. Now, you can choose between Primary Merciless or Deadhead. I went for Primary Merciless because we have no reload in the build, and Primary Merciless is going to help you perfectly fine. Now, let's go into the Lateran Raft's incarnates itself. I went for the base damage increase whenever we are obviously hitting on a puncher status. We're going to get multi-shot for 8 seconds, stacking up to 4x. We went for the evolution where you have the base capacity increase. You can go for the minus zoom if you decide. I went for the obviously magazine capacity because why not? It doesn't affect the incarnate, but it affects the base weapon, and I actually quite like a high magazine in the Lateran Raft because it's actually a really powerful weapon. But we are really struggling for armor stripping whenever it comes to Rhino, and Rhino literally fits this gun perfect because of the remove 20% of the enemy's armor per puncher status. All you need is 5 punchers on your enemy, and they're being fully armor stripped. Now, the problem is they're going to die very quickly before you even consider doing that. But this is here to armor strip, and you will be armor stripping whenever you're going to be scaling to level cap. And this is the reason why this is here. Fierce Incarnate is secondary weapon you're going to be wanting. Obviously, for the secondary and Cucumber, you're going to be spreading a lot of statuses, and you're going to do a lot of DOTs on top of that. And this is the reason why this is here. We're going to go for the Fall Core. Fall Core is here because it's the Fall Core. It is a disgusting glaive. This is the one that I have for its Riven. The Riven is melee, internal combo, and crit chance on heavy. It's perfect. If I had a minus for this, damn, it is absolutely disgusting, and this is the reason why I love it. Now, obviously, you want to go for crit damage instead of melee, but it is what it is. And we will continue on the Manarai, obviously being the skill that we're going to go, because more damage, more strength on the sling, and obviously whenever we are transference, we are going to have casting speed onto the companion, and that is the Worm Prime. The Worm Prime is obviously here whenever you go into your oh shit moments. You're going to have negate. Negate is part of the build. Yes, I know, but you have Iron Guard, but you have Iron Shield, and you're going to have a lot of Iron this and Iron that. But whenever you do get one shot, you're going to get hit with a nasty status effect, and the negate will save you. And as well, whenever you have Rolling Guard is down, it's going to save you. This is 5 seconds. Rolling Guard is every 7, so this is going to be up even more. And obviously Manifold Bond is going to obviously bring that down by 3 seconds as well whenever you're getting headshot kills, whatever kills that are affected by 3 status or more. We have a calculated redirection, assault mode, guardian, dual X spawn will literally counter react everything whenever you're going to scaling to level cap, because whenever you're using dual X spawn, the companions go immune to every single damage that comes. So yes, this is going to be good. The Burst Laser Prime is the weapon that in question. We have reinforced bond for the shields, obviously. It's 2100. We have Sim Deconstruct for the assists whenever we're on the companion for a 25% chance in the health from the drop the health orb when killed. So we're going to be doing the killing. The companion is going to be the assistant. The Tenacious Bond for the juicy 1.2 final critical multiplier, and we will be having 50% crit chance in our companion's weapon. And obviously the headshot will reduce the companion's recovery timer. Is actually nice because you want to have your companion up as much as you can. The proc dual X spawn with assault mode, it's pretty nice with negate. Now onto the Burst Laser Prime. This is the way the Burst Laser Prime looks like. We have exactly 60% on the weapon. It's juicy. This is what you want. Now, if you have a ribbon for the Furl Glass Prime, I would say go for this, because this will obviously spread a wee bit more statuses for you to get access to more. Now, but for me, personally, I want to go for the first laser prime. Why? Because there is a lot. The weapon is, yeah. There's a lot of status effects here. So that's the reason why I went for the burst laser prime. It is really good that way. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the Rhino Prime showcase. I do hope that you have enjoyed. If you have, please leave a like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I will be leaving my links in the description below, and that will be Twitch and the TikTok. If you do want to drop by, please follow, come and say hi. I am here to do my best to try and help you as much as I can. And if you do want to keep up to date and when I do go live, by all means, come and join the Discord, come and join the community, come and join the Astro Fort Guardians. I am the founding member of the clan. The clan will be getting a huge update on the 15th of October whenever they introduce the new update, and with the new Warframe and Noko. And obviously the one and the most important thing that we're looking forward to is the Oberon rework. I will be diving straight into that. But yes, guys, thank you very much, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.